Hello, all you beautiful, wonderful, amazing, spectacular tea people. We are doing two live streams in a row. I haven't done a live stream or I haven't been doing live streams for a very, very long time. And I thought, you know what? I just got in a bunch of the Eastern beauties, so we might as well do a live stream again. Why not? And I have five Eastern beauties. I was going through the teas that were sitting around in the warehouse. So usually when I go back to Canada, I get all the returns or the teas that are sent back to Taiwan. If a tea is sent back to Taiwan, I go through it. If it's sort of a darker tea and it survived the travel around the world, then I'll put it back in stock. But most of the teas that, if it's a greener tea or something like that, then I don't put it back in stock. I just lose the money. What I do with those teas is I'll take them to Canada, and when I go visit, and they'll be presents. But that's what I was doing the last couple of days, and I found this from last year. So last year we had the subscription box, and the subscription box was, of course, Bug Bitten Beauties for the subscription box. Bug Bitten Beauties. And because it was Bug Bitten Beauties for the subscription box, I have one of these left over from last year. So all of these come from the same garden. And what we're going to do right now is we are going to put up last year's pick up against this year's pick. And then out of these three over here that I've got ready to go, we will pick one of them. And then we will buy everything we got, everything they got. We're just going to buy it all. Now, Eastern Beauty we'll talk about how it's made. We'll talk about why it's extraordinarily expensive, like annoyingly expensive, and why the people who make it are not these people. I like them, but generally speaking, the people who make it are not my favorite tea people in the world. But we will be going through, we'll talk about sort of the flavors, and we'll go through. Now, what I'm going to do right now, actually, while I think about it, I've got my fancy temperature control teapot over here, and I'm going to go to 97. And it's already boiled once, but now we'll go to 97. Oh, wait, it's already at 97. There we go. We're good to go. And we'll be doing 97 for these. You can see here how important this is. Like, we're like tea gambling. Tea gambling. Now, my boys, I enjoy gambling with friends. I do not enjoy casinos. I do not enjoy all of those horrible things that, I like playing Texas Hold'em with my buddies. Now, since I've had kids, I haven't played a lot of Texas Hold'em. But my children just recently discovered Texas Hold'em. And so I've been beating the pants off of them for about 30 NT dollars, about one US dollar at a time. And so they've been recently really pissed off. And so they've been watching YouTube videos of people playing poker so that they can get better. And why I thought of that is because of this right here, why I have this. You can see this is some cool water. Why I have this? Well, when you're looking at Eastern Beauty, you're looking at high stakes gambling. You're looking at high stakes tea gambling. Now, I've made the joke, and it's not really a joke. It's the truth, that what I do, a lot of it is sort of tea gambling. I'm buying some teas for my money. I'm keeping the tea, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to flip the tea for more money or whatever it is. Right now, entrepreneurship is gambling. Life is gambling. Obviously, people have problems with gambling, and I am by no means saying let's go to, I don't know, whatever stupid crap they've got, like Polymarket or something like that, and bet on whether Trump is going to say, whether at his next news conference, Trump is going to say tremendous or whatever stupid thing he's going to say next, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, just being in business. And when you're in business, you got to be careful. Now, it's one thing if something is like a cheaper tea that I know I'm going to be able to sell and that I just get it every year. I don't have to really pay all that much attention to it. But when it comes to this tea, it has to be wow. It has to be like wow, this is competition grade. Now, this actual place, they used to send me teas. They used to send me like 3 or 4 different batches, or 5 or 6 different batches, and they figured out very quickly that I'm only looking for the best. Right? I'm only looking for the best Eastern Beauty, and the best Eastern Beauty is expensive. And because I'm only looking for the best, they stopped sending me sort of the mediocre Eastern Beauty. Mediocre Eastern Beauty drives me crazy. It really does. Mediocre Eastern Beauty drives me crazy. And the biggest reason why it drives me crazy is because it's so expensive for a mediocre tea. Now, we can argue about whether Eastern Beauty, like the Oriental Beauty, if it's super, super, super expensive, is it really should be that expensive, and all that sort of stuff. But that's the price of it. Some people like it. I would argue that most people like a really good Eastern Beauty. And so I'm going to bring it onto the site, but I don't have it all the time. And the reason I don't have it all the time is because I'm not spending a bunch of money for something that isn't the best of the best. So why I have this, to go back to all of my thing while I'm waiting for these teas to get ready, why I have this is because I'm going to be sipping on this as I sample the different teas. And I'm going to be dipping my sampling spoon in this as I try the different teas, because this is high stakes. This is high stakes. This is high stakes tea gambling. This is a bunch of Eastern Beauty teas that are wildly expensive, and generally speaking, justifiably so. Right? Generally speaking, justifiably so. Now, after I sample the teas and I get a little bit of caffeine energy, we'll talk about how they're made. But why don't we get into sampling the teas right now? Now, I actually have one of these. I can't remember which. If you got the box last year, it was like Eastern Beauty Oolong Top Grade B and Top Grade A, and both of these were very, very good Eastern Beauties from last year. And they're really, really good. I'm really, really hoping that these three are going to be at the same level. I sold I think it might be the B here, but I sold one of these two as competition grade Eastern Beauty. Yeah, it was this one that I bought. This one's a little bit better. B is a little bit better from last year. But both of them are amazing, gorgeous teas. And I sold them, I think, for like $1 a gram, or even more than $1 a gram, because they're wildly expensive. But they're absolutely worth it. They're absolutely worth it. And it's the going price for these styles of teas. Now, it is time to drink a touch of cool water and go into the A, B, and the C over here of the Eastern Beauties for this year's batch. Now, I'm getting, if it's good enough, and I'm from this place, they're honest, and generally speaking, when the prices are as high as these prices, generally speaking, it's pretty good. I trust them. They do a good job. And I'm a little worried. Because when I was smelling these teas, they smelled a little wet. Now we can talk about this type of stuff. We can talk about what does it mean when it smells a little wet. It just means that when the processing was done, it was probably raining. And that's a big problem for Eastern Beauty. And the reason that's a big problem for the Eastern Beauty is because the bug bites can actually be washed off by heavy rain. Light rain, sprinkles, perfect. So good for processing and for the teas, for the bugs. Works really, really well. But if it's a heavy rain, it actually washes off the sweetness. And so for that one there, the first one that I tried, it's got some aspects of a beautiful Eastern Beauty, but it's also, like I said, it's a little bit wet. So I'm hoping that the other two are different days, and these different days are better. Now, what are you looking for when you're looking for like a really, 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 really good Eastern Beauty? One of the biggest things you're looking for, of course, is the pick. And for all of these teas, every single one of them, the pick is absolutely perfect. Right? So every single one of them. Right? So there's like you just randomly pick out a leaf, and look at that. It is here. I'll put it on the spoon so you guys can see it. But that's the pick, and the pick is look at it. Like, well, I gotta get it. Sorry, I gotta get it a little bit better. There you go. So you can see right there. That's the pick, and it's exceptional. Right? It's an exceptionally small pick, and if you get anything other than that, then you shouldn't be spending the big bucks on it. Right? So here we go. Number two. Number two. Number two is also a little green. It's a little green. Now, also too, when you're looking at these teas, when you're trying to figure out, what's really good, you have to realize that these are fresh. Now, they're better if they sit for a while, but these are fresh. Now, this second one is better than the first. And I'm waiting for the aftertaste to kick in. And it is kicking in, but it's not quite as good as I wish it was. It's not quite as good as I wish it was. Now, these have had a year of age on them, of course, right? So these are, they've come into their flavors a little bit more. They're more, different parts about them. They're a little bit more, they're just a little bit more that way. And they're a little bit more pleasant. Like I said, these are not these are super fresh, so they've got a greenness to them. But I'm also thinking, unfortunately, this might not be the best year. Let's see, last one. Here we go. Oh, good. Good. Okay, I was getting really, really scared. I was getting really, really scared. And this isn't even the most expensive one. All right. I'm happy. I'm happy. Because the first two, like I said, were just a little bit wet. Now, how do you make this tea? Let's go into it. How do you make this tea? You pick the tops. You just pick the tops off. And then what you're looking for is the bug bites. So you get the tops, you get the bug bites, and then you are going to let them wilt. Then you are going to, the key process in this is the mun. So what they do is they actually add water to it. They spritz it with water. Some people spray water on it. They spritz it with water. And they put it into a bag. And they make sure that the humidity is quite high, and that would be more fermentation than oxidization. Again, faxiao in Chinese, so easy. Just the same word, the two of the things together. But in English, that would be more sort of the fermentation than the oxidization, I guess. There's more water involved, which would probably mean that the microbes are working a little bit more. And what that is bringing out when you do that, it's bringing out a certain level of sort of fruit mouthfeel when you're doing that, which brings the fruit. What is bringing in the sweetness, the honey fragrance of it, the honey, the sweetness, of course, is the bug bites, right? How do the bug bites work again? We'll jump back into it. Green leafhopper goes in, bites the leaf. The leaf sort of goes like this, and then it exudes a defense mechanism that's heavy in caffeine that we perceive to taste like honey, that we perceive to taste sweet. And so when it does that, it exudes that, it basically gives the bugs the shakes, and then they go to the next one and bite the next one. And so it doesn't actually kill the bugs, which I guess would be good for us, but it sort of gives them the shakes. Because we're so much bigger, it doesn't really give us the shakes so much. We're just like, oh, it just tastes like honey. Want to go for a jog? Sort of a thing. So it works out well. Works out well for us humans. But for the bugs, it really, like you can imagine, the little green leafhopper fellows, it gives them pause. Okay, I'm so glad. I will say though that last year was better. But I also realized that this year, the one that I had on the side, I've still got a little bag of it left. Last year, that was really quite an exceptional tea. But it's had a year of like sitting in the Taiwanese heat. It's got a year of sitting in the humidity. It's got a year of coming into its own, developing the flavor. And high quality teas, doesn't matter where the high quality tea is from. If it's a high mountain oolong, lower elevation, if it's a high quality tea, you give it a year and it's probably going to taste a lot better, right? It's probably going to taste a lot better. Like for example, the Grandma's tea, those tea balls, they sold out in like a day. I have right now in my possession this year's springtime tea, and I've got like 40 of them. And I'm in no hurry to release them because the longer I wait, the better they're going to be. I'm probably going to release them probably maybe in September, something like that. They're just sort of sitting there. And I've already, obviously tried it. Maybe I'll do a live stream with it next week. They're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. It tastes really nice. But I also know that the longer it waits, the better it's going to taste. All right, so here we go. There's that one. Too green. So here we go. This is another trick. Now, if you really want to taste the teas and you really, really, really want to know exactly what's going on with the teas, find the best possible tea that you can possibly find, which again is this one from last year that's been waiting for a year sitting in the hot heat and developing. And you take a sip, you get that flavor in your mouth, and then you go to the next one. And if the next one is not as good, it smacks you in the face. Like, right? And these two are extraordinarily green. They're just really sort of green. And I don't think they have as much bug bites in them as this one does. Okay, come on, number 3. Yes. Yes. I am happy. After these two, I was very worried. And these two are they're like, well, one of them, this one is the same price as the other one, but this one, anyways, here we go. It's B. We're buying B, and B will be for sale probably before we head to Canada. Just again, I slept on it, and I don't think I'm going to change anything. So July the 18th, downtown Toronto. We'll see if anybody shows up. If people show up, that'd be great. If people don't show up, yeah, it's like, I'm going to be there anyways with my boys. We're going to go see the baseball game. Apparently, we're going to get a ring from the 1970s, a replica. I'm sure it will be not made in China, not made of lead, and won't give us brain damage if we lick it. But that's what we're gonna do. My grandpa, my dad is very excited, so we're gonna go bright and early to downtown Toronto on the 18th, and we will. This will develop into this in a year. Awesome. I'm very happy, but I got to buy it. So. Yeah, any questions about anything, just throw it out into the chat. To recap, these two are last year's subscription box. The same subscription box, obviously with different teas, but the Bug Bitten Beauties is going to be going out. For July. There will be this beautiful tea in it. So this is going to be in it. And I've got to go to Raceway, see my buddy in Raceway, and get some honey fragrance black tea. The Sancha White that I have on the site right now is Bug Bitten, so that'll be in the box as well. And there'll probably be the last little bit of the bug bitten mutza from last year. So you can see how it has developed the flavor over the years. And maybe a surprise or two in there as well. I still have to go through sort of in here where, with the Storage Wars teas to pull out some. I think there's one or two bug bitten teas in here, so there might be one of those. I should have probably saved the what is it called? Actually, the faux show was bug bitten, but there was the Guifei, but that was just too good. I couldn't just put it in the box. Some people really love that style of tea, and that old one from like 10 years ago, really good. But I think the faux show is bug bitten as well. Brings in the watermelon flavor from that old faux show. So that might be in the box as well. Anyways, I'm just happy I found a tea that I enjoy in this batch of teas, because these two, they didn't make it. Beautiful teas, but not up to my standards. Boom. Awesome. There we go. So that was just a quick live stream. If anybody has any other questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. Wherever you are in the world, I certainly hope you have an amazing morning, night, evening. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Hope you sleep well. Hope you have a great day tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next live stream.